All right. So this training is part of the title-based training series. This one is it's title-based, so this one is for superstar consultants working on director. But of course, you don't necessarily have to be that title to be here for this training, right? Because all of the things that we're talking about in these trainings are things that are going to help you in your business and help you grow, help you get those systems, get those atomic habits happening and things like that. But um, having them split up into title base, at least for me, I found that it was much easier to kind of focus on where I was at in my business. And it just kind of helped me set goals to get to that next step. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. We are going to be really focusing on business, right? Because getting to director, regardless of whatever title you're currently at, getting to director, if that is your goal, and director and beyond, right? We have to have a strong business. We know that we have to have that strong foundation when it comes to our team. We need a strong foundation when it comes to our customer base or our sales. All of those things are the things that we need to have that are going to be the building blocks that we're going to continue to put our business on, right? So the stronger the foundation we have, the better off our business is going to be able to sustain itself. And we're going to get into that in just a bit on director and why we need to make sure that we're sustaining things. So working up until this point, those of you here, you probably have some systems in place. Maybe you don't, and that's okay. But systems are really going to be your saving grace in your business. I am able to do this business full time now. I have been for the last 3 years. Prior to that, though, working my business up until I hit director, and I think I was a director for at least a year before I did this full time. But getting to that point, it was systems that was able to keep my business consistently working for me, right? Because if you have a job outside of the home, if you have, right, other obligations, life, kids, other things going on, the summer months are coming up and people are probably going to be going on vacations. You have the kids out of school, or maybe they're in camps if they're in activities or sports, right? Summer may sometimes seem like a really, oh, it's going to be so great, but other times it can be just very full. Your calendars can get full. And we were talking about calendars a minute ago, so that just reminds me that I'm putting it on my little post-it note for the day to um, make sure my calendars are updated. So I'm just going to do that before I forget it. All right, so building that big business. Remember, everybody starts at day one. Everybody starts with the same tools, okay? Regardless if you joined with a host exclusive kit, if you joined with a $20 kit or a $15 kit when we had those on sometimes, maybe you joined with the full $99 US $99 kit, or right now we have another kit that's available this month just for May, which actually includes the air purifier in it. So regardless of how you joined and what you got in your starter kit, the things that come in your starter kit, those are really just the tangible tools, right? Those are the things that we have that we can, yes, we have some stuff to take pictures of or to try some Scentsy, but really our tools and our tool belt really come down to where our resources are. And our resources are going to be found in the systems we create for our business. They're going to be obviously found in the training section of our workstation. I will tell you that Scentsy has, for the past few years now, they've really been ramping up the training section. So if it's been a while since you visited the training section of the workstation, I highly recommend going back in, just if for no other reason, to kind of give yourself a refresh. So when you are having conversations with your team members, whether you're trying to help them to get their business going, right? Get it started, get it moving. Or if they've hit a plateau, being able to go on, that's fantastic, being able to go on and show them some of those great trainings in that training center. Those are going to be great tools for you to use as a leader. And then, of course, there's YouTube, right? Like there's so many videos and so many people out there on YouTube sharing what's working for them or what they're doing in their business or how they overcame obstacles, things like that. There are resources available. And of course, we have our Facebook groups. So there's so much there, even without the starter kit. So one of the things that I like to tell when someone first joins me is I tell them, you do not have to wait for your starter kit to get going, right? We know that yes, those things are going to be great when they arrive, but remind those people who are newly joining, you don't wait till that starter kit comes. You get started as soon as you click that join button and you get that confirmation of that. Congratulations, you are an independent Scentsy consultant. And I'm pretty sure that we have someone who literally just joined Scentsy, maybe within the last hour, and is already on a Zoom. So I mean, this is how you can pour into your business without having all the things. And that kind of brings me back to really scaling things back, because I will tell you that as I was growing this and looking at Scentsy as a business, not a hobby, a business for me to make money to help me and my family, then what I had to do is really start bringing things back to the basics and scaling back. Because what I found in my journey when I first started out and really working and, building all of the things up and creating my way in my journey is I thought that I had to have all the things. And I thought that I needed to have, all the products, and I needed to have the newest warmers when they would come out, things like this. And let me tell you, while that's great, that's fun and awesome, right? Because most of us are probably here because we like Scentsy anyway. And if you're like me, I am a Scentsy addict. Hi, my name is Jacqui. But we don't necessarily need those things, right? Those are wants. Those are not needs to working this business. So you do not have to have stock. That's one of the glorious things about our business. We are not a company that says you need to have a whole room dedicated to sell products. No, we are a direct sales company. All we're doing is we are processing orders for people to receive their products, right? We don't have to have a showroom to do that. So remember that you don't have to have all the things. Remember that if you're doing the happy mail, don't put yourself too far in to where you're spending more than you're getting back in your return on the investment. I've done that before in my business. I will tell you, I am a big fan of the Amazons. I get a lot of things on the Amazons. I also will find myself watching other people, whether they're putting together Happy Mail or putting together, their own little mystery packs or with boxes, things like this that people are doing. Those are all great things, but really know where you're at in your journey, because your journey doesn't look like anyone else's, right? We're not playing the comparison game. We are here to build a business at the end of the day. And that doesn't look like us spending all of our money to hope that people are going to get whatever it is and then buy more, right? They are really buying from us because they trust us. They know us. They know that my customers, if I text them and I say, hey, the Father's Day collection that's coming out on Monday, I know it's going to come out. You're going to want that warmer. I know you're going to be at work. If you'd like me to take care of that order for you, that's what I'm here for. That is my job, right? That is our job as a consultant, is to serve our customers. So if you can find those ways to be able to do that, then those are the ways that you're going to be able to really serve them. Yeah, the Happy Mail's fun. And I love Happy Mail. I love my Happy Mail. I love my confetti. But I even have to remind myself and Cassie's one who will check me on it too, because I have to have an accountability partner as well, because I can get carried away in all the fun stuff. But at the end of the day, my business is here because I will tell you guys, my Scentsy paycheck every single month pays the house payment for our home. That's what it pays for. And my family likes to have a roof over their head. I have made that commitment. My husband and I, when we sat down and I decided to do this full time, I made that decision, and my husband and I made that together. And I knew that I was going to have to commit to certain things. So that meant that I was probably going to have to cut down on just buying everything because I want it all, right? I was going to have to find other ways. And so one of those ways that I'm able to do that is to, of course, be my own host for my own parties. If you're someone who is going to use social media, you probably do want some things that you can share. Now, there's amazing groups out there. My director, Lisa Sanderson, has a fantastic group that she is constantly pouring into literally every day with real life pictures, right? There's other groups out there, and you can find them in the Facebook groups as well that other consultants share. So you don't have to have them all, right? But yes, it's nice to be able to do those, but do those so you're not paying retail, right? Host your own party, use those host rewards. For me, myself, getting the Bring Back My Bar bundle that is available for us right now as a consultant exclusive, right? It's not even available to customers until June. But for me to be able to start marketing that and setting up parties for my hosts for that, I'm trying to look ahead for June. I have a party that I have been saving, right? Because I always want to have a host kit available. And then I have a party. I usually have a couple catch-all parties, but then I have a party that is there strictly for me to use those rewards. So for example, I have a party ready right now. It's already set up. That's how I have bought my Bring Back My Bar bundle, was by using the product credit to be able to apply that. So then now I have the Bring Back My Bar bundle and I don't have to pay the retail for it. I'm trying to work my business smarter, not harder. And I will tell you guys time and time again that finding those ways to do that without, again, like Orville says, right? We're not here to spend our family money on Scentsy. So as consultants, utilize those perks, because as a leader and as you are working on getting to a director level and above, you want to be able to make the most income you can, right? I mean, if you're completely satisfied with where you're at financially in your life and you're just showing up to show up, well, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I am so happy for you. But I guarantee you the majority of us here are here because we are here for the income. Whether that's to help out with just gas to fill up the car right now, okay? The gas prices are insane. If there was ever a good time for people to have a side gig or a side hustle or what have you, now is the time, right? Just to be able to fill up the car, to be able to get to where we need to go. Food prices are going up. Everything's going up, right? So being able to help our families, help ourselves, help our loved ones with the income is what we're here for. And I want you guys to be able to maximize your income that you're earning. So as leaders, that's what we're working for. Things that we can never stop doing in our business. We can never stop sponsoring and offering the opportunity to others. For one, because it's a blessing, right? If I can help another person to put food on the table, put gas in the car, to buy the diapers, to find the formula, right? All the things, then I will do that, right? And we have ways that Scentsy already gives us to help with that, right? We have ways to where we can either have someone host a party to unlock that host exclusive kit, to bring that price point down so it's even easier for someone to join. We also have the opportunity to, again, have like those catch-all parties, right, where you're the host and you can allow that party to get up to 500, And when it gets to that 500 point, you can use the product credit from that, apply it to the host exclusive kit, so you can bless someone with a business that they can start for 0 out-of-pocket costs, right? They're not even having to take any money out of their pocket to be able to start making income for their family. That's a huge blessing. And if you start looking at it that way, rather than how it's going to affect me, right? Then you're going to see, that's what we like to say, right? Arrows in. What it's about me. It's about me. It's not about us. It's arrows out. It's how can we help people? How can we serve others? How can we just be a good human at this point, right? So we can never stop sponsoring, never stop offering the opportunity, never stop meeting new people, whether that's online, whether that's in person. It doesn't matter. You just need to be meeting new people. So even for me, it might sound crazy. I am a bit of an introvert and I do have very high anxiety. So it really does take me, and I sometimes will use the Mel Robbins, well, not sometimes, most times, I'll use the Mel Robbins method of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just ask, Jacqui. Just do it. Just do it. I have to do that. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm still at that point. So if you're in that position where you're like, oh, I just not feeling comfortable, challenge yourself. And you don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to do it all the time. But maybe at least push yourself out of your comfort zone to say, okay, this week I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to do it 2 times with 2 people. If you got to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hello, I'm Jacqui and I'm with Scentsy, right? Or whatever it is. Or I've got a sample. Would you like to try one? Anything like that. We need to be meeting new people. And as we are working towards director, the one thing we can never, ever, ever stop doing is looking to build leaders. Building and finding leaders in our team, identifying those leaders. Now, we'll get into this more next month when we do the same training, right? And we'll do more of the reporting aspect of it. So I'm just going to touch on it for a hot second, but there are ways that you can run reports in your workstation, and you can really look and see who are the people on your team who are consistently working. It doesn't mean they have to be the top in sales all the time, right? If you see someone on your team who is consistently getting active, maybe you see someone on your team who is just consistently maybe riding around that $100 or less PRV every month, right? But you see that they're consistently doing that, right? Consistency is what you're looking for. So take away the PRV that's going in and look for the consistency, because it's those people who are at least showing up to their business, right? They're at least doing something because they're putting in some sort of PRV, or they're sponsoring a new team member. So if we can look for those patterns of consistency and take our attention to those people and identify them as our leaders, then those are the people that we can help to say, okay, and we can dig in a little bit more. What are your goals with this business? What's your end game? What do you want out of this? And for some, it may be, hey, I just need some extra money, right? Who doesn't need some extra money? Or it may be, hey, I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm trying to get a new car. We're trying to buy a home, whatever it might be, right? Ask them their goals. What is the reason that they're here? And maybe it's just for the community and they're just here simply as a hobby, and that is perfectly fine. But that's how you can identify the people who are going to be your leaders. And those are the people that you're going to want to help and spend more time with. You're going to want to pour into them, because being able to pour into those people and give them maybe tips, ideas, have those conversations, even if it's a check-in every so often and a message back and forth, a text, a Facebook chat, whatever, have those ways that you're connecting. Now, things that you really need to do in your business as we're at this position, right? We're working towards director. You need your team to you want your team to want your job. If you can find your team sitting there going, I want my business like their business is. I want to be able to make my house payment every month, right? Okay, great. Let's do this. Because when they see you, that's what we like to refer to as like leading from the front, right? When they see you showing up, when they see you consistently working your business, when they see you on social media, sharing the things coming out, doing all of the things, right? They know that if so and so can do it, then I have the means to be able to do it too, right? It's not going to happen overnight. It's not a get rich quick, right? We're not here for that. But what we are here for is to create a sustainable business. And so we need our team to want our job. That's good. That's good. I love it when I have my team members who have more PRV than I do. I love it when I have team members who are sponsoring more people in the month than I am, right? Those are the things that I want as a leader because I am here to build leaders in this business because I want them to achieve their goals. And for them to be able to achieve their goals, it's going to be getting paid a title, getting close to that, or if not meeting that monthly sales award every single month, right? That's putting more money into them every single month for them. That's what I want. So you also need to focus on your own personal business at the same time. And when we get to this point where we're working on director, this is where you really kind of have to find your personal Goldilocks zone where you are spending enough time on your own business to where you're getting at least your minimum of your 500 to be paid a title, but also where you're spending time developing those leaders and pouring into your team. So there is that Goldilocks zone that you have to find. And sometimes it's going to be a juggling act for you, right? And my favorite thing, right? Pivot, 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 pivot. I feel that our business is living and breathing. It's constantly changing as your team grows, evolves. You're also going to see an ebb and flow as you continue in your business with people who maybe jump in and start running from day one. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, you're like, where did they go? Did they disappear? I haven't seen them. I don't even know where they are now. You're going to see that ebb and flow. And maybe there's reasons, maybe there's not, but we have to then adjust our sales, right? We have to pivot. We have to know, okay, I'm seeing that these people, they started out great. What happened here? How can I help? What happened to where they're not doing that? And for some, what I tend to find a lot is a lot of those who have started off really hot and hungry and working and hitting those goals, that what ends up happening is they end up missing the follow-up piece. And along with that, they're also, remember, things that we're never going to stop doing is we're never going to stop having conversations, meeting new people, right? Working on our business. So that's when you really want to help them with follow-up. Now, currently we have Amy, and I know Becky is amazing at Amy, and she's got great trainings out there. That is a wonderful resource to get you going to learning the follow-up system. It's really going to help you. I have found that for me, Trello really works well for me because for whatever reason, my visual mind just pays attention to it more. But again, I had to pivot. I wasn't always using Trello. I wasn't always using Amy. There were times in my business where I was literally using the index or the recipe card box method. And then I went into, oh, I'm going to make an envelope and all the orders from each month are going to go into that envelope. I'm going to remember to follow up on those, right? I've gone through the process of all the different follow-up methods. And I probably will continue to do so as new apps come out, new programs come out, new things that I learn from other people, right? So we have to be continuously looking, how can we balance our business? Because again, it's going to fall back to those systems. So when life may happen to you, right? Whether it's you fall ill, or something happens within your family, or an emergency arises, or you're out of town and you're on vacation for a week, or you're at SFR for a week and you're like, I can't do my business, I'm going to be at SFR, right? Your systems are going to be what saves you and what continues to work your business even when you aren't. And I say that in quotes simply because you have put systems in place, whether or not that is using a scheduling app. There's those out there, right? There's Visly, there's ScentShare. But I will also tell you that Facebook is free. You can schedule posts on Facebook for free in a group, and you can just set that up, right? So Facebook has its way. And I shared this yesterday in the training from yesterday, and I'll share it again. If you are on Canva, Canva offers the option to be able to schedule posts out directly from Canva. So there are ways that you can find that you either are going to work for you or not. But that's again when you need to try it, see what's working, pivot if it doesn't. So that's how we continue to grow. As a leader, you really need to be focusing on, remember, things that we cannot stop doing is sponsoring and offering that opportunity. So make it a personal goal to be sponsoring at least 2 to 3 people each month. If that is your goal, even if you don't hit your goal, maybe you only sponsored 1 that month, that's fine, right? You're at least continuing to move forward. Maybe you sponsor 0 that month. That's okay too, but you're still having those conversations. Because just because you have a conversation and someone says, no, I'm not into that, I'm not here for that, it doesn't mean forever, right? We've heard the stories time and time again of just because it's a no today doesn't mean it's a no forever. You're going to be continuing to have those conversations. And one of the ways to have those conversations is to offer that opportunity, especially to some of your best customers. And while some of us, and I was stuck in that mindset for a while myself, where you're like, oh, but then I'll be losing one of my best customers. Oh, it's one of my best customers if they join. Well, you guys, if they join, then they're a part of your foundation. And if they were already a best customer, well, they're really going to love being a consultant because, yes, we do get perks, right? We have our scent warmer of the month kits that we get at a discount. It is a great discount. And we're able to utilize those for marketing and all kinds of things. We get the exclusive perks like being able to get the Bring Back My Bar early, right? We get that with other collections that sometimes come out. We usually are getting now, Scentsy is getting better and better, which I'm very excited about, at sharing some of the things that will be coming. So we as business owners, right? Because here's the tea, you guys. You are a business owner. You are the marketing team. You are the CEO. You are the human resources. You are the counselor. You are everything in this business. So you're going to wear a lot of hats. So being able to kind of have those hats on and look at your business from that angle, the same way, like if you go into Wally World or if you go into Target or wherever it is, right? And you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, they're already selling Thanksgiving stuff, or they've already got the Christmas stuff out. What is happening, right? That's how we need to be thinking in our businesses too, right? Because while I'm working my business for this month, remember, I'm also looking forward to next month with Bring Back My Bar because I'm trying to set myself up. So when June 1st rolls around, I'm not sitting there going, all right, where's my PRV going to come from this month? How am I going to do this? I need to book some parties. Oh my gosh, what's happening? We can help ourselves to work smarter, not harder, right? Not stress ourselves out about it by working a little bit ahead. Now, you also want to do that. And one of the best practices when it comes from like a marketing standpoint is to always be looking at the next 2 major holidays or next 2 major occasions, right? For example, we just got Father's Day news today. Yay, the Father's Day collection, right? So that's just yet another example of why we're looking forward, right? So we can then prep our own business. So we can set up or schedule posts when it gets a little bit closer, right? To remind them, hey, if you're looking for Father's Day gifts, I got them. Oh my gosh, those guys in your life or gals, because I'm not gonna lie, business casual, one of my favorite scents ever. Okay, it's coming back and I'm very excited about it. And trust me, it's going in my club. Maybe at least 2 bars of it are going in my club because that's how much I love it, right? But we want to get that message out and we want to start using that marketing aspect. Okay. So we have to be able to look forward and keep that business in motion, because just because I'm working my business for today, I still want my business running, if not the same as it is now, but even more so, like on steroids, by the time December rolls around. I'm here for the long game, not the short game. Remember, this is not a get rich quick. This is not, I'm going to join Scentsy and next month I'm going to have a $10,000 paycheck. This is going to be amazing. I mean, maybe that works sometimes, but let's be honest. We have to be consistent in our business. We know that. We know that consistency is important. And to be consistent, we need to know that we are running a marathon, not a sprint. Don't stress yourself out if nothing is happening in that month or that week or whatever it is where you're working. I get a lot of panicked messages from team members and they'll be like, I don't know what to do. My business is failing. I've been talking to everybody and nobody's buying anything and I don't know what to do and I need help. I need help. All right, slow down. First, our business is not dying. We just need to pivot and we need to try some new things, right? Because obviously what we are doing is not working. So let's see, what are the things that you've tried and what are some things that you could try? So we have to have that internal monologue, right, with ourselves. That is our business. So finding that balance is going to be one of the things that I would encourage you to begin to master. Some leaders like to look at it like this. Like I focus on my personal business the first 2 weeks of the month. The second 2 weeks of the month, I focus more on my team, right? More of like a 80-20 rule, so to speak. I like to hang out in the 70-30 rule. 70% my business, 30% team at the beginning. And then I flip-flop it towards the end of the month, where it's 30% my business, 70% my team. Simply because as a leader and because I've been consistent and because I'm following through with my systems, my business is going to be there. It takes time to get it there, right? Scentsy Club is one of those amazing ways that we can also utilize that Scentsy gives us to have that reoccurring PRV every single month. My personal goal, I will tell you, I am writing right now on average at about 400 to maybe 450 a month in Scentsy Club, reoccurring Scentsy Club. My goal by December is to get that up to 1,000 every single month. That sounds big, scary, right? Big, scary things. Oh my gosh, how in the world am I going to make that happen? I got to put in the work, right? And that means, especially on social media, I need to be talking about Scentsy Club. We can never be assuming that our customers just know what's going on. And even though maybe we've said it once or twice or shared it or gone live once or twice, doesn't mean we're catching everybody, right? The algorithms are not our friends. We need to be accelerating the algorithms and pushing those algorithms. So that is why we need to, and maybe sometimes you feel like a broken record when you're saying, this is Scentsy Club, or you should add this to a Scentsy Club. Sound like a broken record all day long, guys, because here's the thing. Not everybody's going to see your things in their feed. Not everybody's going to see your reel on Instagram about it. But if you're consistently doing it, then you are going to get those customers. It's just going to happen. It's a natural progression. The same way that if you continue with your systems, you're continuing with sponsoring and offering that opportunity every single month and working your business and helping your team, then that promotion is going to come. It's just a matter of when. But it's when you give up or when you stop, that's the problem. Now, there are going to be, or might be, life circumstances that happen. I've had setbacks in my own personal business. And I will tell you, when those dips have happened in my business, yeah, it's a harder climb back up that hill. But you know what? I don't want to say even usually, I'm going to say I always come back stronger because I have poured back into myself. We are really lucky right now. Really, really, really lucky. The luckiest we've been in like the last 3 years or whatever it's been, because we have the opportunity to have SFR, Scentsy Family Reunion. If you are ready to pour back into your business and light it on fire, then Scentsy Family Reunion is what you need. Even if it is going to be virtual, you need it. Trust me. I'm going to be there in person. I'm so excited. I'll be doing a workshop on Focus on the 5. So if you signed up for that workshop, you might get to see me. But being able to have SFR, you guys, I can't even put it into words because it is just such an empowering moment, even if it's going to be virtual. And I guarantee you, at least for those of you here, I guarantee you that your upline, your directors, we are going to make sure that we try and give you the most of that experience as we can if you're not there in person, because it is so beneficial. We have to constantly be looking for ways to pour into ourselves, and we have to look for ways to constantly be learning things in our business. Now, I personally am a lifelong learner. I love learning. I'm the nerd. I will be the one that will sit down for the lectures and show up for the trainings and listen to all the things and go into all the workshops at SFR. I'm there. I'm that person. Just always have been. If you're not, that's okay. Find your way to do it though. Find your way to train yourself. And maybe that's making a commitment to say, okay, one day a week, I'm going to spend 30 minutes looking through the training center on the workstation. Or 2 days a week, I'm going to spend an hour each and watch some YouTubes or catch up on trainings in the Facebook groups or whatever it is. Maybe you're somebody who loves reading. There are amazing books out there. We have a fantastic book club. If you're interested, let me know. We will send you the link. But there are great ways that you can continuously learn. I like to consider myself pretty social media and tech savvy. I love all the apps. I love all the things. I'm just that nerd person. But I will tell you, I don't jump in and just, like when Reels came out, I didn't all of a sudden just know how to create a reel. I had to really sit down and learn how to make a reel. I had no idea how to do a transition. I remember I did my very first TikTok and I'm like, what the heck? How do they make it do that? I don't understand. So I had to learn. I had to train myself. I will tell you the best way that I personally learned to train myself is to get on whatever app or program, or even if it's the workstation and you're not quite familiar with where everything is, it's just getting on it and pushing the buttons. See what this does. See what that does. I'm going to click this button. What does that do? And then if you still can't figure it out, well, my friends, there's this really great machine called Google. And if you get on Google or if you get on YouTube, you are going to find videos. You are going to find people who are sharing their best practices or their best tips. And most of them probably may not even be within Scentsy. I will tell you that for me personally, especially when it comes to Instagram, because that's kind of my jam, that's where my favorite place is to hang out. I follow a lot of people who have nothing to do with Scentsy, but everything to do with Instagram. I want to learn, right? So I'm consistently trying to up my game. I have to make time for that. So when we hear people say, and you guys, if you've heard it from your team members, if you've heard them say, I don't have the time, we all know. We all know that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all know that we have other commitments, other things that need to be done during the week, during each day, right? During the month. But I guarantee you, the things that are important to you, you will make time for them. If there's a show that you love on TV, I guarantee you, you make time to sit down and watch that show. Or you make time to binge the season on Netflix. Don't think that when Virgin River comes back, I'm not going to be making time for that, because I am, okay? We make time for the things that we want, right? So just take that and apply it to your business. Pour into yourself, because the more that you pour into yourself to be the better leader, to be better at talking about the opportunity, sharing what we do in this business and how to make it work easier and how to work smarter and not harder. All of those things are going to make you the best person you can be. And again, you continue that process, the promotion will come. It's just a matter of time. Leading by example, leading from the front, you guys, it is so important with our team, because the way I've always said that you cannot motivate someone. You cannot motivate somebody to do anything. I like to say that I'm the hype man or the cheerleader for, for my team and for everybody, really. I really truly am. I'm that person. But as much as I want to cheerlead or be the hype person, that doesn't mean that they're going to go out and have a great month, right? Just because I'm so excited and I'm cheering them on and I want it so bad for them. They have to want it. And so what I like to say, instead of motivating my team, I'm not here to try and motivate people, because I know that's not going to work. I am here to empower people. I am here to help people pull the magic out of themselves, because let me tell you, if you think that you don't have any magic, or you're not any good, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself in your own self-talk, first of all, you need to change your self-talk, because you are worthy, you are capable, you are ready, and you are everything that you want to be. Everyone is. Every single one of you is. So change the way that you talk to yourself. And that is a complete mindset shift. Again, different topic for a different day. However, I will say this. We have to find ways in order to change what we're telling ourselves. And one of those ways is to be able to empower others by letting them know you can do this. I know you've reached out and you've put the posts on social media, but no one's buying, or nobody wants to host a party. Nobody's wanting to join your team. I know, I've been there. I get it. It's frustrating, but you can do it. So we just have to continue. Maybe we have to pivot. Maybe we have to change how we're doing it. Maybe we have to change how we're presenting it. Maybe we have to step out of our own comfort bubble every so often and go live. For most of us, going live is one of those things that is just like, oh, the anxiety. But if you've got a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it, then do it. If you've got to psych yourself up, then do it. One of the things that I learned when I was at my job, what they taught us because I was a trainer there also. One of the things that they would teach us when we would have to speak to like a larger crowd is they taught us to do like 10 jumping jacks before we went out on stage. And now, if you know anything about me, I'm not an athletic person. I used to be, like, under the age of 18. Back then, yes, I was a total athlete. Had kids, not anymore. Not so much. So I was like 10 jumping jacks, first of all. Second of all, what the heck is a jumping jack going to do for me? Because I got to go talk in front of a whole bunch of people, this whole room of people. Oh my gosh. But you know what it does? Doing just 10 jumping jacks, it gets your heart beating. And when your heart is beating, it's giving you cortisol. And what that is doing is that's increasing your levels, and it's getting you excited. It's getting you hyped up. Your body, it's an automatic response that your body is like, yeah, let's go. So if that's what you've got to do the next time you're working with your team, or you want to go live with a product or show off the whiff box that you just got, do 10 jumping jacks. Another thing that I learned out of a book, and I ended up giving it away to a friend, well, team member and friend, but it is a book by Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes is the one who writes, she wrote Scandal, she wrote Private Practice, she writes Grey's Anatomy, Station 19, all the things. Bridgerton, she writes that too, if you guys are fans of that. I love Shonda Rhimes. She has a book called The Year of Yes. And what she did is she was very introverted, and she's very open and honest in her book. It's a very short read. It's a fun book. So if you catch it, grab it on Amazon or what have you. It's a really great one. But what she talks about is she dedicated herself to 1 year of, instead of when people offered her, hey, do you want to go to, like in her world, right? There's an awards party, you should show up to this, or there's this, big event happening, you should show up to this. And her standard response was like, no, I'm not here. I don't, anxiety, right? The whole thing. She didn't want to be around people. And so what she did is she challenged herself to say, okay, for this year, I'm going to say yes. When somebody offers me an opportunity to be a part of something, or to do something, or to take part, or to show up, I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to take the chance. I'm just going to say yes. And that is what her book is about. And one of the things that she said that got her through, aside from doing jumping jacks, so maybe this one worked a little bit better for me, was doing, and you guys may have heard this, the Superwoman pose, the Wonder Woman pose, right? And it's, okay, I'm making sure Hero's not behind me. That's the one where you stand up, hands on your hips, looking up to the sky, right? You just do that for literally 2 minutes. There's something about it that it will increase the cortisone, everything in your body. And I will tell you, that was one of the things towards the end of my career. I didn't know it was the end of my career at that point, but towards the end of my working career at my job, after I'd read that book, I would have to ride the elevator. We were on the 7th floor. Maybe I did it like once or twice with other people in the elevator, but normally I would just wait to try and take the elevator by myself. And what I would do is the whole ride up, Superwoman pose. And when I got off that elevator, I was like, all right, I got this. Whatever it was, it gave me a complete different mindset shift. So I want to challenge you guys that if you're finding that roadblock of going live, or meeting people, or having conversations, find a way to get your mind thinking differently and get yourself in that zone. Because when you're in that zone, you are unstoppable, because you can do anything you set your mind out to do. You can get to director, to star director, to superstar director. You can increase those paychecks from $50 to $1,000 to $5,000 to $10,000. If any of you have seen the Lisa Rowberry, I don't know if she did it on a video or in a group, whatever it was. She's been doing really well in her Scentsy club, doing really well. She's been doing really well on social media. She even changed and moved states. Took an entire month for them to move, pack up their entire home, move to a new state, resettle themselves in a new state. And in that month, she came out of it with $71,000 in sales. Now, does she have something special that we don't have? No. She has the exact same tools and resources that we have. But you know what she did do is she poured into herself and she said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. And so that's what she did. Now, is that the norm? No, let's be real. That's not the norm, okay? It'll be great. If I ever get there one day, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw the most confetti you have ever seen in your life. But even if it's not 71,000, getting to 2,000 PRV in a month should be exciting to you. Why? Because that gives you an extra 5% bonus on your check. Boom. Even if you're a certified consultant, because you would be if you had 2,000 in PRV, right? That's a $600 paycheck with just sales. That's not even including bonuses that you're going to earn from being paid a title. So you can get to those places. You have to invest in you and invest in your team. And it's going to take that mindset shift to make it happen, because you have everything you need, and you're worthy, and you were made to do great things. So I want to encourage you guys to take some of this, look for ways that maybe you can tweak some of the systems or some of the things that you've been doing. Look at your calendar. I'm going to definitely do that personally. Look at your calendar, look at your week, look at your month. What does it look like? How can you start setting yourself up for success? Because if you start setting yourself up for success, you are going to find that you are going to find that success. Again, it's just a matter of when. So I'm going to encourage you guys to work on that. And next month, we're going to dive in a little bit more. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit more on the reporting side of things, so you can kind of find different ways that you can work with those team members to build those leaders. And so you can help them to reach their goals. All right, guys, that's what I got for you this one. Thank you guys for hopping on, those of you who hopped on. This is going to be recorded, so I will be sharing this, so you'll be able to watch it for replay or share it with your team members if you'd like. So bye, guys.